Hey guys, good morning, good morning. I am Danny Carter Edens and I am hopping on this morning like I do every Monday morning to just give you some motivation, fill up your cup, and get you started for the week. It's Monday. It's supposed to be warmer today than it's been the last few days, so I'm excited actually about Monday. Usually, I don't know, I'm trying to have a different outlook on Mondays. So I'm excited about today because it's going to be warm. It's going to be exciting. Today is a really awesome topic. I have to tell you, I actually got this topic from Boy Meets World. So if you are my age or maybe within I would say 5 years up, 5 years down, you love the show Boy Meets World. And if you don't, I don't know what you're doing. Get on, I think it's on Hulu. Get on Hulu, watch Boy Meets World. But my topic from today is from Boy Meets World because it's just such a good Mr. Feeney. He's so amazing. So he was dropping some realness, and I was watching that the other day with my son, and I was just like, hey, this is what I'm going to talk about because this is brilliant. And he was telling one of the boys, I can't remember if he was telling, oh my gosh, who was the hot one? I think he was telling Eric. Yeah, he was telling Eric this, but I wanted to share it with you today, and I wanted to kind of go into it because it was really cool. So if you happen on, say hi, wave, do whatever. I'm going to go ahead and share that I am on right now because sometimes people don't realize that I'm on and until afterwards, and then they're like, hey, she's on, and I'm like, yeah, I'm on. So I'm gonna share that with I don't know, all of y'all right now as we do this. So the topic for today is not to let other people's perception become your reality. And I think the quote that Mr. Feeney said was that if you let people's perception of you dictate who you are, then you will never grow as a person. And I'm going to take that and I'm going to go a little bit farther, and I'm going to say you will never allow yourself to be who you are supposed to be. You know, one of the things about dreams and hopes and desires is that a lot of them, and we may not realize this, are put on our hearts from God. And so when you are denying those dreams, those desires, those things that you want, you are really not only just allowing people to stop you from doing the things that you want to do, but you're allowing people to stop you from being who you are supposed to be. And that's when you think of it like that, that's like, oh my gosh, I am allowing this person who wants to put me in a box, I'm allowing her to dictate my destiny, and I know that sounds like a, whoa, Danny, we're getting out there, but that's really the truth. People want to put you in a box, and a lot of times we let them, because it's easier, because, It takes a lot of energy to explain to people what we want to do. Last week, we talked about, saying to yourself the things that you believe you deserve and saying them over and over again. And one of the things that I had said was stand in front of the mirror, say, I deserve da-da-da-da-da, whatever it is, and say it twice a day, every day this week. I don't know if you did that, let me know, because that would be awesome. I did it. But one of the other things we talked about was, kind of getting people in your life on board. Because a lot of times when you are, trying to, further your dreams, move your dreams ahead, there's a lot of people who are used to you being the other way that try to stop you and, or try to tell you, you can't do that. You can't be that person. You've been this person for 35 years. You can't be that person now. I don't know. And what they're really saying is they don't know how to handle you being something else. They don't know how to handle it. But you know what? I got to tell you, that's not their problem. So one of the things that you want to remember is that you can't count. Oh, hey, Jackie. You can't count yourself out because other people have told you you shouldn't be able to do something. I pretty much everything that's ever been done has been done after someone told somebody that they couldn't do it. I mean, literally, pretty much everything that's ever been done. There's been a person saying, "Hey, I think I could do this," or "I think we should do this," and then there was somebody over next to him going, "Girl, that's not happening. That ain't gonna happen. It's never happened before. And why do you think you're gonna be the one to make it happen?" Well, my question is, why do you think you're not gonna be the one to make it happen? We are so quick to conform to perceived barriers, the barriers of other people, to the barriers of ourselves. You look at all the things that we can, we used to call them isms in college, all the isms. But, I'm going to say it, to take isms out, I'm going to say all the twos. You're too old, you're too fat, you're too thin, you're too pretty, not pretty enough. You're too, your skin is the wrong color. Your skin is too, you're too white, you're too black. You're too, you're a tomboy. So you're a girl, but you act like a boy, or you're the wrong gender, there's already so many perceived barriers that the world puts on us, that society puts on us, that we have to be you're either too religious or not religious enough, or There's always something. There's always a barrier that we have to kind of overcome or if you look through. But let's go through those. Too old compared to what? As far as I'm concerned, if you have breath in your lungs, then hop to it. Do what you want to do. Get your dream going. The only time your dream isn't going to work is when you are in the ground. Then, it's over. Sorry, it's over. But up until that point, you can work towards your dream. You can work towards your goal. You don't have to let other people tell you, "No, you can't do it. It's not happening. You're too old. You didn't go to enough school. Or you're too young." Because that's another one. That's another thing. You're too young to do something as well. It's not always too old. It's a lot of times it's too young too. You're too fat. Or you're too thin. You know what? I can tell you personally, that one is like a mind-boggling thing, because if you don't know, one of the other things that I do is I do like commercial modeling. And I've actually been told, and this is like, think about it, kids. I've been told that I was too fat to be a regular model, but I'm too thin to be a plus size model. So here I am, just being like, you know what I mean? Like there's always like a barrier. There's always something. So you know what I said? I said, fine, whatever. I'm just going to do what I do. I'm going to show up. And if you like it, like it. If you don't, don't. But within 1 week, I was told that I was too fat and too thin. Within I think it was a couple days of each other. So, and what do you do with that information? What do you do with that information? It's completely contradictory. And that's my point. When you're always getting conflicting messages. You're always too this, not enough that, not enough this, too much that. Tyra Banks was told she wasn't pretty enough. She's a supermodel who was told when she was younger that she wasn't pretty enough. They told her she had a big head. Well, you know what? That big head has sold a whole bunch of hats and clothes, and she is using that big head of hers to build an empire, to put her child, in the best schools, to put her, to take care of her family, take care of her mother. That big head, that big old forehead that she had did all of those things. And she could have taken it. She could have said, you know what? Yeah, I have a big forehead. And let's be honest, girlfriend has a big forehead. But she didn't let that stop her. She said, okay, well, I'm going to work it. I don't know. I'm going to get a bang situation. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to make it happen because this is my dream. Albert Einstein was told he wasn't smart enough. He was literally told that he was not smart enough by one of his teachers. You know why? Because the teacher wasn't seeing the vision. They weren't catching the vision. And you know what? Sometimes people are like that. And you can't let them stop you because because they're catcher's mitt. Because they're not good catchers. I don't know. They can't catch vision. I can't help them with that. People are told that they're the wrong skin color. Well, you don't act the way that I've seen other people like you act. That's a barrier. And that stops people. People are told that they're the wrong gender. Well, you can't be a nurse. You're a guy. What? I actually heard that. I heard that a couple months ago. I heard someone, a male, say that he was in nursing school, and someone was like, "Really? Well, why don't you just, do a little bit more and be a doctor?" Which, by the way, a little bit more, really? What? Like, this is also was a person who was sitting there not doing anything with herself, but she's got ideas. And he said, "Well, because I want to be a nurse. I've always wanted to be a nurse." Okay. So he's a man. He wants to be a nurse. Whatever. He wants to help people. I consider that a plus. Don't you consider that a plus? I have, and you can allow these people's perceptions to actually stop you from being who you're supposed to be. I had a student, and she was my student, and now she's a friend of mine. She's a very good friend of mine. And she is the sweetest, kindest, funniest, smartest girl you ever want to meet. And from the time she was very small, they told her parents that she had a learning disability. And I'm actually I don't like the word disability because it implies that you don't have an ability. I like differently abled because yes, maybe her brain doesn't, think the same way mine does, but her brain can do some things that my brain could never do. So I think differently abled is a little bit better because she has different abilities than I do. And I think that's, pretty cool. And so when it comes to learning, she is differently abled. And we would have so many times where she would count herself out. And I told her, I said, honey, you are allowing people to tell you what you can do before you even tried to do it. And I said, you've heard the lies so long and you believe them, girlfriend. And she said, you know what, Danny, you're right. I do believe them. And I don't want to believe them. So we're still working, honestly, on not allowing other people's, closed minds to stop her from doing what she wants to do. It's just that simple. So I don't want to be on here too long. I want you to enjoy your Monday. I'm going to enjoy my coffee, my Elvis mug. Y'all know I love a good mug. But I really just want you to think about how to, go beyond what you think you can do because people have told you that's all you can do. I can't tell you how many things I shouldn't be doing right now because someone told me that I shouldn't be doing them. That's just all there is to it. I had a teacher, my 6th grade teacher told me that I was a horrible writer. Guess what I do? I write things every day now. I'm a horrible writer. I have a master's degree in English. Guess what I did the whole time? I was writing. I share this story all the time. I was born with 2 left feet. So what did I decide to become? A dancer. Why not? There's so many things that you could use as a reason to not be who you should be, who you want to be. There's so many reasons. You open a magazine and it can either be, and I'll tell you this, a magazine can either be the most encouraging thing that you ever read or the most discouraging. It honestly can. Because on the one hand, you have people telling you, oh yeah, if you work out and stick to this plan, it'll be great. And you'll lose tons of weight and everybody will love you. And all your friends will want to be you. And then on the next page, they're like, hey, get this candy bar going eat this candy bar, and then the next page they tell you, hey, you know how you ate that candy bar, now you're fat? Well, now you can do this workout plan. Like, I mean, it's literally like there's always something. There's always something. There's always a conflicting message. So what you have to do is you have to sit down and you have to realize what is, who you are, what it is for you, what your dream is. Don't allow other people's perception to become your reality, because if you do, you will literally be a slave to their perception. You just will. All right, guys. I want you to have a wonderful Monday. I want you to enjoy. If you live in Northwest Indiana or Chicagoland area, it's supposed to be a little bit warmer today. I mean, compared to what? But it's supposed to be a little bit warmer today. So go outside, enjoy the what are you saying, Lay? My exact life right this second. I'm about to change my whole ish up. Yes, do it. I did that. I made that decision, Lay. 4 months ago, I was just like, well, I had about, you know what, I'll tell you, it was in waves. About 2 years ago, I made this decision. There you go, it's a sign. See, and this is what I said, I don't plan these things way far in advance, Lay, because of this. I let, like, kind of like the universe and like God tell me what someone needs to hear, because that's crazy. Because yeah, this literally came to me like this morning while I was watching TV. This came to me. So that's crazy. So there you go, girl. Do your thing. This is what you're supposed to be doing. There you go. Change it up. That's literally what you're supposed to be doing. And that's right. It happens in waves. I would say 2 years ago, I decided I needed to make a change. And I've talked about that journey before. And then, maybe 6 months after that, I was like, okay, next phase. 6 months after that, okay, next phase. So about 3 months ago, I decided, okay, I'm going to take what I've learned in my life and I'm going to share it with other people. Okay? So it comes in waves. It moves. And don't be afraid. That's awesome. That means you don't have to do all of this at once. You don't have to just sit up and be like, okay, today on October, what day is it? Hold on, let me look at my Fitbit. On October 22nd, I am changing all the things. You don't have to. But you can say today, Monday, October 22nd at 10:58 a.m. Central Standard Time, I am going to do this to move towards doing this. That's all you need to do. And are you going to have people that tell you can't do it? You most certainly are. There's a comedian, and he's not suitable for children. So don't be like, oh, Danny said, let's watch this guy. Cat Williams, if you've never heard of him, he is hilarious. But one of the things, he's hilarious, but then he also drops some truths. And one of the things he always says is, if you don't have haters, you're not doing your job. And that, like, when he said that to me, the first time I heard him say that, I was probably about 25, and a light bulb went off. I was like, oh, okay, so I'm trying to do me, and these people don't want to hear about that. Okay, if you don't have haters, you're probably not doing your job. Yeah, Jackie gave me the yes. Okay, and Lay, you're saying the universe keeps talking to me every single day, but tomorrow begins the transition faux show. Exactly. And you have to just put your foot down. You can't allow other people to stop you from doing what you know you're supposed to be doing. You can't. People aren't going to get it. Who cares? I posted something yesterday. Like, yeah, people aren't going to get it. People, can I tell you how many people don't get me? Lord, I mean, if we had... people in my family, even my friends, sometimes when I say I'm going to do something, they're like, what? You know how many people don't get me? And you know how much I don't care? Now, granted, that takes a long time to get there. It does. It takes a long time to get there. If this was 10 years ago, I would have been like, oh, people don't like me. People don't get what I'm doing. Oh, no. Now I'm like, cool. Do you? So don't let people's perception of you become your reality. Have a great Monday, guys. Have a great morning. Like I said, go outside, enjoy the day, or don't. I mean, like, if you don't like to be outside, don't go outside. I'm not an outside person. My husband is, my son is. I prefer to look at the beautiful sunshine from my dining room window, which is what I'm doing right now. Lay, one more thing. You said they're also real quiet. They're even super obvious. See, there you go. It comes to you in, like, I don't know, it's not always, sometimes it slaps you in the face, and then sometimes it's like the little things. And your family is not always on board. Your friends, not always on board. But you know when they are on board? When it's happening, when it's popping off, and then they're like, oh yeah, this is great. Oh yeah. I mean, like, just last night, I filmed an audition, and Jim was complaining because he was like, oh man, you're going upstairs. And then I was like, yeah, bro, but if this job happens, then we're paying for this, this, and this. And he was like, oh, my bad. Okay, girl, well, go do what you do. You know, sometimes it takes him a minute. And that's my husband, who's completely behind me 1,000%. And I know Joey's behind you 1,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000%. So, you know, it's not always easy for everybody to get on board. But you know what? You can't wait for everybody to get on board. You can't wait. You literally can't wait. This is your life. This is what you are doing right now. You can't wait for everybody else to get the vision. You can't. Because some people need to update their prescription because they can't see. Okay? And you can't wait for that. All right, guys, have a great Monday. I'm going to hop off and get some things done before I got to pick up my little guy. I will talk to you later. Have a great, great week. I will see you on Wednesday night with my topic. It's a really good topic. And yeah, bye.